Hello everybody. Can people see me? There, they can. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of what I have officially deemed the Absolutely Scuffed podcast. Yeah, so we're gonna get things started. Sorry if my lighting's bad, which it definitely is, and it keeps changing because it's auto adjusting or whatever. So yeah, sorry about that. Uh, Good YouTuber would have fixed it beforehand. I have not. Okay, welcome to the first episode of the Absolutely Scuffed podcast. The other episode does not count. So hello, welcome to the podcast. I'm gonna be talking about whatever. If you're new to the channel, my name is Hudson. Uh, yeah, so this podcast is probably going to be shorter than the other ones. Uh, in the future, I'm planning to record for about 2 hours. Um, this time I'm only going to record for about an hour. So I should stop the stream at like 7:10. So yeah. Um, Welcome to the first episode. I had something I was gonna say. Plot points. Uh, yeah. Brain is not working. Okay, yeah. I decided to call it the Absolutely Scuffed podcast instead of the Tangent podcast because I thought Absolutely Scuffed sounded cooler and it was better. So there's that. Um, I'm gonna get into it. I feel like I had something else to say, but I might not have. Sorry if my audio is messed up. When I go silent, like it kind of it seems like it has a little hum or whatever. I can't tell because I don't have headphones on. But yeah, this episode will probably be less professional than the other episodes. But yeah, so in the future, episodes or this episode should be eventually. Uh, I will always stream, pretty much always, uh, every episode, and I'll leave that up in a separate playlist. Uh, but, um, gosh, brain. I will always pretty much stream and leave it up, and I plan to stream for around 2 hours. But I'm going to cut it down to the best bits, and yeah, so in the future, instead of just leaving this up like I have with previous podcasts, I'm going to actually go through it, cut it down to the funniest and best parts, and I'll usually leave that around, let's say I film for 2 hours, probably cut it down to an hour. But if I'm especially funny in that episode, which I probably won't be, uh, I'll cut it down to like an hour 30 or whatever. But yeah, so look forward to that in the future. That probably won't be out for a while because school is right around the corner. And by right around the corner, I mean tomorrow. Tomorrow is my first day back at school. Yeah, I am not excited. So normally for school, I have two electives. We're on block scheduling, which means you have four classes that are like an hour and 30 minutes instead of eight classes that are shorter. So again, we're currently on block scheduling. You usually have two electives, and you have three. Gosh, two electives and two core classes, but um, I think I haven't taken a math I was supposed to take or whatever. So uh, this year I have three core classes and one elective, which sucks, but it is what it is. which is kind of a stupid phrase, but whatever. So brain. Ooh. Am I not like live? Visibility, public. Have I not been public this whole time? Okay, yay, stream fail. I know for a fact I set it to public when I started the stream, but whatever, it will be fine. Anyways, I'm on block scheduling, and I have 3 core classes. It's like biology, some history, and intro to algebra 2. Hudson, you're 17. Shouldn't you be in Algebra 2 and not Intro to Algebra 2? Or shouldn't you have already passed that? Yes, I should have. All my friends have, and they're younger than me. But I am stupid, and I've been procrastinating. So basically, this semester I have all the classes I've put off doing, but that I need to graduate. So that's super fun. Let me get a drink real quick. So, just for an example, the plan is in the future I'll cut out stuff like that where I have to get a drink or whatever, and it will just cut, and I'll have a drink so that the cuts are smoother. Also, 1 second, let me switch this. There we go. Ah, crap. Come over here. Ah, don't do that. Sorry, technical difficulties. Not technically, but okay, that's better. So the way I had it, I mean, I'm still looking down, but if you saw, I'm like turned over there or whatever, and that's because my face and my OBS is right here, but like on this screen, but my YouTube viewing stuff is over on that screen. So, but it was the other way around a second ago, and that's why I was looking over there. It's great for audio, I bet. Ooh, does my mute key still work? Oh, it does. Who would have thought? So, a while ago, I put this on my desk that I never use. So, one of these is to just mute my mic, and one of them is to mute my desktop audio. But I never use them because I'm stupid and I forget. But that's good to have. And I still didn't use it when I opened this. Yeah, hopefully my computer can handle recording an hour of stuff. I think eventually I'm going to need to buy another hard drive or get my hard drive reformatted or whatever so I can throw all of this stuff on there. But yeah, for now it should be fine. Yeah, and I'm going to get a different mic. Maybe. I say that, but like I'm not actively buying it. I could, but I don't know. So let's talk about microphones. Let's try to make it more concise this time than it was last time I talked about microphones, because last time, I think on the last podcast, I talked about microphones, and it was not very concise, and it took a very long time for me to say 2 things. So, if my brain can handle it, I'll pull up Google stuff and try and throw it in here. So should I add application capture, display capture, window capture? Yeah, let's add it in the middle of a thing. So yeah. Okay, sounds good. And bam, bam. That's the wrong window. Drag my window capture. I'm a great YouTuber, guys. I know how all my equipment works perfectly. So yeah. Let's figure this out. I'll cut it out of the original. This is the one with game audio, blah blah, display capture. So I can drag my window capture up here and hide it for now. And properties. And if I unhide it, it's the wrong tab. Yeah, that's the wrong tab. I don't know why it's capturing this tab. Whatever, I'll hide it for now. I'll figure it out in a second. Brain. Okay, I just had to refresh it, I think. Okay, there we go. Finally figured it out. Okay, brain. So, sure, SM57. So, been looking at mics. This one would be probably a lot better quality than the one I have. Probably the mic I should have bought if I had done more research before I bought this mic. So, here's this. It's been the standard in audio for a long time, or standard in guitar stuff, whatever. It's a very good, very reliable mic. It shares a capsule with this mic, which you've probably seen. Sure SM7B. Yeah, you've probably definitely seen this mic. Your favorite podcasters use it, YouTubers, whoever you watch. It's the wildly popular mic. This mic and this mic share a capsule, but they're different. So in this mic, there's a bunch of silicone right here, and a transponder, I think is it's called, or whatever, so that unwanted vibrations and frequencies from musical instruments don't. That was weird. Unwanted vibrations and stuff don't bounce around in here. But on the Shure SM7B, which is this mic, it's very different. It doesn't have that. The capsule's a little bit different, I think they say, but it's pretty much the same. And this is a large resonance chamber, so all those vibrations bounce and stuff, giving it the warm tone. Another difference is, see this is the capsule. This is the exposed capsule that's just exposed to, your voice, so it has a lot of proximity effect, which is, I don't know if you can tell, but when I move closer to the mic, I don't know if I have a cutoff, but like my voice gets louder. Hopefully that's how that works just there. So that happens on this one. But with the Shure SM7B, let me find a different photo. So the capsule's like here or something, and there's like a cage that goes around it that's all the way out here, and it eliminates that proximity effect pretty well. So there's that, and it's obviously cooler looking because this one was designed for instruments or whatever, but you can equalize it to sound very similar. If you want a channel to get you into audio and stuff, I would definitely recommend Audio Haze. It's one of the only channels I'm subscribed to on this account. He does a lot of comparisons and stuff. That's where I learned most of the stuff about this mic. He will explain it way better than I do. Ricky from Audio Haze. He does a bunch of stuff. He has some really cool videos. Audio. I just wanted to see what's in my stuff. Audio Haze Shure SM57. This video is a really good video, and there's another one about it somewhere. But yeah, he has some really good videos on why the SM57 is his premier microphone that he decides to use, and why he thinks for smaller YouTubers they should definitely buy it over the SM7B, because the SM7B is I don't know, it's different. Let me rephrase. This mic, $100. Also, this mic, $100, which is it's the same exact microphone as the other one. It just has this pop filter on it. So if you're gonna buy it, I guess buy this one, because this one has a pop filter. You take the pop filter off, it's an SM57. So this one is $100. This one's like what, 400? Yeah, $400. So yeah, and especially with a lot of people set it up with a cloud lifter, which is this little thing, which adds a certain amount of gain to the mic, like clear, unadulterated gain. So digital gain is a lot different than this, I think. I don't know a lot, so you should probably ask somebody else, but so this is just clear, unadulterated gain that will make your stuff sound, buzzy and stuff like that. If you turn the gain up on your microphone or in your software, it's going to get more buzzy because it's electronic and it's not just doing it from the source. So this focus right Scarlett 2i2. It's what a lot of people buy. It's a great little system, but it can't quite keep up with the amount of gain, this amount of preamp gain this microphone needs. But if you watch Ricky's videos or whatever, he'll tell you you don't need a cloud lifter, because a cloud lifter is what, like an extra $100 something. So you're paying like $500 something, and then there's XLR cables and this. So he'll tell you don't need that, but you're going to have to figure out more production, like filters and stuff like that, if you just, instead of just plug and playing it. So this, or the 57, is the more premier mic for beginning YouTubers. So, yeah, there's my rant about audio. But even $100 is a little steep for me because I'm poor. So, well, I'm not poor. I just don't want to spend money. So I've been looking at this one, PD. So this is a Pile PD mic. Looks very similar, right? That's because it's a direct ripoff. That's why it looks very similar. And it's probably not as good, not built as well quality, but I've seen a review of it and it works. Behringer also has a Behringer rip off SM57. So Behringer also has this one, which is also a direct rip off of the SM57, because the SM57 is a great mic, but they're a lot cheaper. And morally, I don't support what Behringer and Pyle do by just blatantly ripping off other companies' designs. But fiscally, I definitely do. Maybe I'm using that word correctly, maybe I'm not. I mean, money-wise. So, yeah. My brain doesn't agree with it, but my wallet definitely does. Just like, you know how they say the thing, it's like, yeah, to produce phones in America, it costs like $20,000 to buy a phone or whatever, and you're like, okay, do I care? I do care, but I don't care that much, which sounds horrible, and it kind of is, but that's how life goes. So, yeah. They have a habit of doing that. And again, I would love to get this 2i2, but it's a decent amount of money as well. And I'd have to buy another mic for it. But this mic I can use with multiple people. The mic I'm currently using I can use with multiple people. But I really do want a 2i2. How much is it? Scarlett 2i2 Focusrite. They're reasonably priced. They're like $200, $180. But yeah, so I'd love to get that. But yeah, that's just my rant about audio, and I'm trying to get better audio because I'm an idiot and I bought a Blue Yeti. Not to say that it's a bad mic, and I'm grateful that I have it because it's a decent mic. It's better than the one I was using, probably. The one I was using, I probably could have gotten it to sound better with like filters and stuff like that and proper EQ, but I really do not know how to use that well, so yeah. I was wondering what that scar is on my arm. I was shaving the other day. Yes, I shave my arms because I'm a weirdo. I accidentally just slid the razor sideways and it scraped my arm. It was not pleasant. Yeah. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I became kind of an audio nerd because me and my friends are looking to start a podcast together, but timing just really hasn't been working out for any of us. I mean, I'm free all the time. I could start a podcast anytime. I could start 5 podcasts anytime. Because I have a bunch of free time. I need to get a job, but yeah. Oh, dang it. I forgot to put on that That board, my new podcast name. Whatever. Nah, sucks. One second, I'm gonna go let some more light in. I was gonna let some more light in, but then I think that just made the lighting worse. I mean, it would have made it more consistent, but it was bright back there or whatever. So yeah. But I was gonna put on that thing up there. I was gonna write the like welcome to the Absolutely Scuffed podcast or Absolutely Scuffed on it or whatever with the lettering or whatever, but I forgot to. So yeah, I'm a very productive person. Uh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the timing really just hasn't worked out, but I really want to start a podcast with them. Gosh, sorry, I've been drinking a Mountain Dew. But I really want to start a podcast with them. But again, timing hasn't worked out or whatever. So I'm gonna tell my friends like if they ever want to, which I don't know if they will, but if they ever want to, they're welcome to come on this podcast, guest appear. Could set my mic up in a different place, and we could both had shares or whatever, or they could, just uh, do it over Discord. It might be better audio quality and stuff if they do it here, and I think they'd prefer to do it here, but it's whatever. Um, yeah, so, anyways, I looked into a bunch of this audio stuff for the podcast a long time ago, but it's just never come to fruition or whatever. And I've been looking at budget mixers and stuff like that cost a lot less than a Focusrite and stuff like that. But yeah, no matter what, to build a podcast with XLR mics, it's gonna be at least a couple $100. Probably like at least 500 for XLR cables, mics for four of us, stuff like that. We Our plan was to just use this mic and set it up in the middle. Wouldn't be the best audio quality, and we couldn't differentiate between each other's sounds and fine tune it or whatever, but it'd be, whatever. We'd deal with it. Oh, funny story about one of those friends. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't know if she wants to be mentioned on this podcast, but she's a rock climber, and I went climbing with her today. Original plan was a couple of our friends were gonna go, then plans didn't work out or whatever, and I was like, "You still want me to go?" And she was like, "Yeah, if you want to." So we went and did that. I swear she's trying to kill me. I'm a wimp and I'm bad at rock climbing. She said I did better than her my first time around, but I still am not great. Um, so there was that. It was fun. I forgot to tell her before we went, but one of my worst fears is falling. Uh, Hello, man. What's up, dude? We're talking about my adventures with my friend and going rock climbing. Uh, so, uh, she said I did better than her my first time around, which, I was like, thanks. Um, but I forgot to tell her one of my worst fears is falling. Everybody thinks when I say one of my worst fears is falling, they think I mean I'm afraid of heights. That is not what I mean. Uh, Yeah, the rock climbing was pretty fun. Uh, everybody thinks I mean I'm afraid of heights. I don't mean I'm afraid of heights. I hate that feeling when you're falling and your stomach turns over and just the overall feeling of falling. I like it when you're in a car and you go over a bump and you're like, whoa. But like just falling, it I don't like the feeling of it. I don't have a fear of heights. I can be at the tallest skyscraper looking over the edge. It does not bother me. Uh, I have a fear specifically of falling, and the way you get down, I think you can down climb, but what the way generally you get down is you just lean off the wall, and you're not supposed to put. There's a rope that's connected to this machine that's called an auto belay or whatever, and it holds you by your harness, and you're not supposed to grab that rope. You're supposed to just let your hands go, which feels like crazy because you're not grabbing anything, and you're supposed to just rappel and push off the wall or whatever. Uh, the first time I did it very wrong, and I grabbed the rope, and my friend was like, "Don't do that," because apparently what happens when your weight is on the rope, it can tell your weight is on the rope, and that's what it holds on to. But when you grab the rope and you give it a little bit of slack and you jump off, sometimes you can just fall straight to the ground because it takes your weight off of the rope, uh, like your full body weight off of the rope, and you can just fall. And then there's a thing called a belay, which is just a person instead of the machine giving you tension and slack, it's a person giving you tension and slack. So, yeah. But I mean, it was fun. Uh, she's way better than I am. The wall I climbed, she climbed after me, or before me or something. She climbed it in like 5 seconds. Uh, it's at the top of one of those like grain silos. So actually that one was like to the middle or whatever, but she climbed it like super fast, and I was like, how in the world do you do that? Uh, and she can also climb one of these ones that's, I don't know if you guys have seen it, where climbers, like there's a crack uh, in something, and they just wedge their hands in between this crack, their hands and feet, and they climb it like that. She can climb like halfway up one of those, and it's like super far. It's crazy, man. Scares the crap out of me. But nonetheless, it was fun. Which is funny because I'm way more confident on like actual rocks, which is a lot more dangerous. Climbing on actual rocks, but I think it's just because I've been climbing on actual rocks my whole life or whatever, and usually they're obviously not that tall or whatever. I haven't done like crazy climbing, but uh, I'm just more comfortable on them because I've been on them my whole life or whatever. Uh, but yeah, hopefully this stream isn't super laggy, as it says it's in excellent condition or whatever. So hopefully it's not super laggy. So there's something I have. I don't know if I should go get it. I'll be fine. I won't go get it. So professional streamers, what they do is they use this thing called what's it called? Cam Link. Cam Link. 222. Professional streamers, they use this. Which, so this is a USB. One second, I've got to Google something else for this to make sense. DSLR. They use this, which is a USB that connects to HDMI. This HDMI connects to an HDMI to mini HDMI, which connects to a DSLR, like a camera. like this, and it's a mini HDMI to HDMI port. Um, so they use that. I bought uh, let me just search budget cam link. This thing. I bought this thing, and it kind of works. I mean, it works, uh, but it's a little bit finicky or whatever, and I need to figure out. I didn't want to when I got it. I didn't want to figure out the whole how to, you know. It says my live chat should be appearing, but it is not. Don't know why. But yeah, I bought one of those, and I didn't have time to figure out how to get the. Or I had time, I just didn't want to do it at that time. You know if you've ever gone on a DSLR or whatever, they have all the menus and options and stuff for different ISOs, exposures, and stuff like that. I didn't want to figure out how to get that off of the camera because it just broadcasts the signal directly to your the signal that's on your screen on your camera. It broadcasts it directly to here, at least with the budget one, and I couldn't figure out how to get that stuff off and fine tune it or whatever, so it's a little bit annoying, but I didn't want to buy a cam link because they're expensive. But yeah, I could use that and I'd have more consistent lighting and a better quality shot, but I'm just such a great YouTuber that I didn't bother to set that up. So, yeah. So, um, I don't know if you're still here, dude, but again, what I'm saying is, I've talked to you about this before, but I'll leave this stream or whatever, um, and I'll eventually cut it down, and all of these will be in a separate thing that says like Absolutely Scuffed Podcast in brackets stream. So that will be in a separate folder from Absolutely Scuffed Podcast, and the Absolutely Scuffed Podcast one will just have the cut down footage to the best parts and the parts where I'm actually talking, the parts where I'm not Googling stuff. So yeah, there will be that hopefully if I'm not super lazy and if I don't get super swamped with school. And my schedule, my plan is to do these like I'm going to try and do them every other weekend pretty much, because every other weekend is when I go to my dad's, so every weekend I'm here at my mom's. I'll try and do one, and then I'll try and get it edited before the weekend I go to my dad's and schedule it to be published on the Friday, Saturday, or whatever that I go to my dad's. So there will be a one every week, I guess. There will be one every other week, but the edited ones will be every other week, and the non-edited ones will be every other week. Hopefully. But I'm not a very scheduled person. Oh, that brings up another point. I'm really trying to get my life, like scheduled and stuff, because I'm not a very organized person whatsoever. So I'm trying to like get myself in a routine of being healthy, being fit, both physically and mentally. Yeah, it's super fun topic to talk about, Hudson. But yeah, so uh, getting myself physically fit, mentally fit. Uh, like I've set stuff for myself where like I come home, I have it scheduled where I have to do my homework before I ever turn on any technology or whatever besides uh, my phone, but I can't like look at Instagram or anything when I get home. Uh, and um, I'll do all my homework, which sounds like, yeah, a responsible student would do that anyways, but I'm like, I'll do it later. That's kind of my whole attitudes towards life, and that's not a very great attitude. So I'm trying to do that, and I've said it where like, uh, I try to make a meal for myself every day. It doesn't have to be the healthiest thing in the world, but I have to make a meal for myself. It doesn't matter what it is, but it can't be like ramen or microwave burritos or something like that. I have to make like eggs or French toast or whatever to get me in the habit of doing that. Trying to start taking cold showers, which I've heard improves a lot of stuff, but the main reason for me is if I can do something like that, which is an inconvenience, maybe it'll push me to do other things or whatever. And I'm trying to. So, generally, I have a very unhealthy eating habit where I don't eat breakfast, I don't eat lunch, and then I eat like microwave burritos for dinner, which is not a very healthy eating habit. And not just not healthy for food content, but also not healthy. Like the habit and the way I eat. So I'm trying to change it where I don't like eating cereal for breakfast. Okay, let's go into the reason why I don't eat breakfast, lunch, or whatever. I don't like eating cereal for breakfast because it has too much sugar content in it, and especially if I haven't had that much the day before, it messes up my stomach for the whole day because it's just too sugary, and I'm on an empty stomach, and my stomach can't process that sugar without something else. Okay, sorry, my parents are talking in the next room. Uh, it has too much sugar content in it, and um, it just messes up my stomach for the rest of the day. And it's I have to wake up earlier to eat a breakfast or whatever, but mainly the sugar content thing. So that's why I don't eat breakfast. Reason why I don't eat lunch. One second. Reason why I don't eat lunch is because I have to stand in line first of all. It costs money, which actually I think since I stopped eating lunch, it stopped. Like it doesn't cost money anymore because COVID happened or whatever, uh, and or whatever, and it's not that good because it's school lunch. So those three reasons, like I don't want my mom to have to pay for uh, something like that I'm just not going to enjoy that much, and I don't want to have to wait in line, and I'm never super desperately hungry. So that's why I don't eat lunch. Uh, and then I only eat a little bit for dinner. Um, but I'm trying to change it where like an apple for breakfast or a banana or something like that. It's not gonna mess up my stomach. Uh, and for lunch, I eat like a granola bar, the Nature Valley ones, the ones that don't have chocolate in them, because I don't like the ones that have chocolate in them. Uh, so I'll eat that for lunch, so it's at least a little bit filling, and then I have to make something when I get home, like make something for myself on the school weekdays. Uh, yeah. So I don't have to, you know, brain. Uh, on the school weekdays, so I'm not just in the habit of eating microwave food or something like that. And then at 8 or whatever, I'm gonna start exercising. Because I don't have an exercise routine. It's non-existent. You want a great exercise YouTuber though. This dude I'm about to show you. Uh, this dude. I really like his stuff. He does like transformations, 90 days or whatever. But I just found him like a week ago or whatever, and I'm not gonna be doing the crazy workouts he does or whatever. But I really like his approach to fitness or whatever. Like some of these thumbnails seem clickbaity or whatever, but like he is very honest about the process or whatever. So, and I really like his approach to fitness and being physically fit. When somebody doesn't meet an exact goal, uh, he's like he encourages the things that they did do better about themselves, or somebody's trying to get uh less weight but they don't lose that much, but he's like, hey, the you've replaced a lot of that weight with muscle or whatever. So uh he approaches fitness in a very positive way, instead of being like, you suck for not meeting this goal, you suck for not doing that. He uh, is always very helpful with it or whatever, and I just like the way he does stuff like that. So if you want something motivating, which I rarely like motivating stuff like that, whatever, yeah, you should like watch some of his stuff. He's pretty cool. Um, yeah. But yeah, other than that, I'm just trying to do a lot of things, take better care of myself, get in a better routine of everything, so it's more regimented, and I have a definite schedule. Uh, so I read before I go to bed. I exercise every day, unless I am like, it's like New Year's or something, and I'm out or whatever. So occasions like that or whatever, trying to have this is going to be a hard part, cutting down to one soda a day, which for a lot of people are like, one soda a day, that's more than I have ever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like at a minimum have one soda a day or whatever. So trying to cut down on soda. Although recently, a couple of years back, a year back, I did start drinking a lot more water, and that was not like a conscious effort to start drinking more water. I mean, it kind of was, but it was mainly I got a hydro flask, or whatever the thing is. Even though that's a dead meme by this point. But yeah, it was a lot of I got a hydro flask, so I just had something on me to have water. Okay, the reason I got a rant incoming. The reason I got a hydro flask, and I had to get a hydro flask, is because my school doesn't repair stuff or whatever hardly ever. So we have like one working water fountain. There's like two working water fountains in our whole school. They might have fixed some by now, but a year ago they only had like two working water fountains. Uh, and we have like a couple buildings, and we have it's a high school, so it's uh freshmen through seniors. So we only have like two working water fountains, and we have a bunch of buildings, and the water was not good water, which I guess I can't really help that much. But yeah, so especially when it was very hot during hotter months or whatever, it would suck because from my third to fourth hour, just walking to my fourth hour, it was a little bit of a walk. And this is not just me because I'm not physically fit. It's like, it's just so hot, you get exhausted and you want to take a drink of water. They don't have, you have to walk further or go somewhere else to get water, and there's hardly water anywhere. So I just started bringing water, but I really think they should just have water, available to the students, so they don't get dehydrated. That did actually make me mad. But so there was that, and I got a hydro flask, but I've actually started drinking a lot more water since I got a hydro flask. That was actually a really healthy thing for me. But yeah, I need to stop drinking soda one a day, and then cut down from there. Obviously, I'm not going to meet every single goal I want to all the time. I may flunk out on some, but for the most part, I'm going to try and stay on this schedule because that's the point of a schedule. And hopefully, it makes me a happier and healthier person. Yay, actual improvement on life and stuff. I know that's not exactly what people come to this podcast for, and I know nobody comes to this podcast at all. So yeah, but there's that, and hopefully you can't hear my parents in the background, but maybe you can. Uh, Sorry, my friend just sent me the most scuffed meme, and like a professional YouTuber, I decided to watch it in the middle of the podcast. Because I am a professional, and as the saying goes, professionals have standards. Um, Mine may be significantly lower than others, but I do have standards. Um, yeah, so uh, I've just been doing that or whatever. Oh, and I think something that's gonna help me is I have a whole schedule in this book or whatever, like day by day, and I have different, symbols written out, for different things like shaving and like washing my face, whether I do it with the good proactive stuff or the cheap Dollar General stuff. And like there's like an icon for everything, which sounds like a lot, but uh, I can put each one on each individual day, so I know, and eventually I'll get used to those icons, so I'll remember them and won't have to look at my key or whatever. So I'll know this day I do this day I do this, and then in the rest of the box or whatever I can write, uh, I can write something, like if it's New Year's or if it's a friend's birthday or something like that. So, yeah, there's that. One second. I will open to So yeah, like all those symbols mean something. One of those means that I have to lay out my clothes. One of those means that I have to read. One of those is exercise, make myself food. Uh, like facial care and routine and stuff. So yeah, hopefully that helps, and hopefully I stick to it. Um, I know I'm not the greatest person to preach about physical fitness or whatever, but I'm just saying what I'm trying to do to get me back on schedule, just talking about my life. And there's going to be a lot of what this podcast is just me talking about stuff in my life, talking about stuff I find interesting. If I want to talk about Cars one day, maybe I will. If I want, not Cars the movie, Cars the thing. Uh, if I want to talk about cars, maybe I will. If I want to talk about microphones, which I have, maybe I will. If I want to talk about fashion, maybe I will. Yeah, so I'm hoping a lot with that as well is it will help me to be like each thing will help the other, hopefully, where I start reading every day, and that makes it easier to exercise because I get in the routine of doing things, and each part of the routine makes the next part of the routine easier, hopefully. So, yeah, there's that. 1 second. This microphone really has not been at my mouth level, but it just feels a little bit high there, but it's whatever. It's like at the same level as my head. Um, yeah. Uh, so there's that. What else? Yeah. Again, school starts tomorrow. I'm not very excited about it. Some of my friends are, because just to kill the boredom, they don't want to be uh inside or not doing something or whatever. Um, Summer. I had a fun summer. It was nice. I went to California, went to Disney, went to Disney for 2 days, which I did not want to do. Not that I'm not grateful for going to Disney, I'm obviously grateful. But Disney just really isn't my thing. If I stand for more than a minute, my feet start to hurt and get really sore. And the people I went with were, quote, rope droppers, which is where you get there before the park opens and you wait and you go in and you stay till the park leaves. And I hate that. Uh, I'm fine with going to Disney if it's like, uh, we plan it or we don't plan it and we're like, oh, we're in Florida for a couple hours. Let's just go to Disney for, or we're in Florida for a few days. Let's go to Disney for a couple hours today. It. By the way, it wasn't Florida Disney. It was California Disneyland. Uh, I mean, it was fun, but I just really do not like standing in lines and staying there forever because it hurts my feet. It's tiring. It's exhausting. There's a lot of people. It's mentally exhausting. It's physically exhausting. And I also personally just felt like it was a waste of days being in California that we could have used doing something else, doing something that you can only see in California and that we haven't seen before because we've gone to Disney uh, before, whatever. But it was fun. Um, yeah, I took some really good pictures of crabs and starfish and rocks and flowers and birds and the Santa Monica Pier and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. I had a pretty fun uh, summer. What else did I do? I went to the lake. That was super fun. I really like going to the lake. Uh, Sorry, it feels like I'm just telling you about my life, which I am. But that's really all I have to talk about right now. um, I'm trying to do better about staying on specific subject, which I guess it doesn't matter as much when you cut it down, but you still want stuff to be coherent. I have a really bad habit of, that's why the podcast was going to be called the Tangent Podcast, because I have a large tendency to just go on random rants about something. Something will make me think about another thing, and that thing will make me think about another thing, and I'll never finish the original subject, which isn't super great. So it's going to be called the Tangent Podcast because I go on tangents or whatever, but I decided this was a better name and it was a more fun name. Yeah, and I can't wait for you guys to see it when I'm done editing this episode. I have a whole like intro clip and stuff, and I still need to create an outro clip. But yeah. I'm surprised my recording has lasted this long. It does have a disc full in approximation on OBS, which is cool. It has 4 hours 7 minutes, which I've never paid attention before because I never record my podcast. I just do the live footage and then I upload that, because I really like doing live podcasts because I like interacting with the viewer. But I don't know if you're seeing this. I don't know if you're still on, which you probably aren't. But I'm switching my podcast more over to less interacting with the viewer or whatever. My streams still should be viewer interactions and just raw stream footage or whatever. And I'm just interacting with the viewer or whatever. But podcasts are going to be more what I want to talk about. But let's say I run out of things to talk about and you have an interesting subject, I will definitely weigh in on that. By the way, the reason I said you is in case anybody views this in the future, except my friend is the one I was talking about. He always views my podcast. So yeah. Doing that. I need to fix the links in my description, because the links to both my Twitter and my Instagram are wrong now because I've changed the names. So those don't lead anywhere. Oh gosh. Can anybody tell me if it'd be great if somebody could tell me if there was a way to it'd be great if somebody could tell me if there's a way to change like all previous descriptions. But I don't think there is, unless you write like a bot for it, and I'm not that smart or that patient, and I don't want to do that or have somebody write one for me. I guess those descriptions will just, be wrong. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't have that many videos at this point, so those descriptions would be fairly easy to change, just manually going in and changing them. But yeah, I do need to change that. I greatly need to put a gate on my audio so that you can still hear background noise and stuff. Yeah, like there's still a hum. It's not that big, but you want your voice audio to be at negative 12 decibels. That's around where you want it. And So the hum or whatever, or the background noise from just whatever's going on, is around like negative 50 decibels, which isn't super loud, but it's still noticeable. Preferably, you want no hum until your voice cuts on, and then your voice is all you hear, and you don't hear background noise, but it's annoying to mess with that gate. I'll have to look at what other YouTubers keep their gate at normally. So I'm gonna stop this podcast in around 5 minutes, but I'm gonna let it run for 5 minutes more, so I have more to cut around or whatever. Again, an hour is a short time frame to cut around, so this one might end up being like 45 minutes or less or whatever. When I eventually cut it up and stuff. But yeah, this is my first podcast. School's tomorrow. I want to enjoy the rest of my day, do stuff. Uh, so yeah, um, I want to enjoy some time before I exercise. Cause okay, with that routine or whatever, today is officially the first day of starting the routine. So I haven't made something for myself to eat, and I don't think I will today. I don't know. I might, but it's a little late in the day. I've been out doing stuff, and I've eaten, and I just ate microwave burritos, which I said I shouldn't eat. But today is the first day of the routine, so it's gonna be a little bit more sloppy than I want it to be. And school's tomorrow. But I'm trying to get back on schedule. So uh, I'm gonna do the exercise, do all the stuff I have written out for today. So wish me luck. Hopefully I do well. Oh, on to the next story. Anecdotal story about anecdotal. No, that's not the correct word. Never mind. I'm still gonna tell the story, but I mean, never mind about the word choice I used. Uh, so I've had my car for a year, 2 years. How long have I had my car? Let's see. I don't know, somewhere around there. Uh, a year to 2 years. I think maybe a year and a little bit. I think maybe less than a year, so somewhere around there. And I've only put gas in it up to the point of the story 2 times, because it scares me a little bit. And the other day, Saturday, was Sunday? Yeah, Sunday was the first time I've like put gas in it in a while, and I had to use cash, and it scared me because I've done it 2 times before. The 2 times I've done it, I've either pulled up on the wrong side of my gas tank, which is very annoying to do, uh, or I've pulled up, but I had never done it before. The first time I pulled it up, I had to like back up and reposition 50 times. I should have just pulled around and pulled back in because I'm an idiot. Uh, and the nozzle didn't go far enough, and I had to get back in my car, turn it back on, move like a foot or two forward, and then I could put it in, and I was too far away physically from the pump, so it's still a little bit of a stretch, and it was just bad. And I had a card that time, so I put it in, but the gas things have that thing where you have to punch something in or whatever, or you can't take your card out. And it was uh, frightening for me. And this time I had to use cash or whatever, and I gave him money. I pulled up fine this time. I put the gas in or whatever, but then the dude went to vape in his car or whatever, which is fine or whatever. He's out there all day, and basically nobody else was at the gas station. But the total was like less than it cost, and I had to go up to the dude, and I was like, "Excuse me, sir." Like, he was in his car, and I was like, "Excuse me, sir, but the total was $36.95, and I give you $40. Do I get change back or whatever?" He was very polite about it. He wasn't rude or anything. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I got your change." And then we went back in the booth or whatever and got my change. But it was nerve wracking for me because, you know, I'd never done it before, especially with cash or whatever, and I'm bad at interacting with other human beings because I don't have social skills. So that was scary. But it worked out fine or whatever. And then I thought my car felt different. I thought I'd messed something up. I hadn't. It probably just felt different because it was very low on gas, and I put gas in it. Maybe it was lower. Maybe it was placebo effect. I was convincing myself the gas weighed more. That whatever, may have not. I don't know. But yeah, it was fine. It also has been annoying me that drawers. Can I get it? That drawer has been open the whole time. And like it's been annoying me for the past a little bit, but I'm like, it's been open this whole time. I'm not gonna go close it now, but I should have closed it beforehand. Should have moved that laundry basket out of the way. Over there. I'm still not used to camera right and lefts, even though I should be, because I've done YouTube for a while actually. Doesn't mean I'm good at it, but I've done it for a while. So yeah, I've almost killed my Mountain Dew, and I don't have that much left to talk about. I'm sure I'll think of something really interesting after I end this podcast. But I truly do hope you guys enjoyed the I almost said last episode, the first episode of the Absolutely Scuffed podcast, and I hope you come back to see more if you enjoyed it. I don't know when this first edited episode will be up because it's the first week of school and it might be a little bit rocky doing cutting it down, but it should be up sometime within the next few weeks if I'm not completely lazy. So yeah, sincerely hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Absolutely Scuffed podcast. Please come back for more. Subscribe if you liked it enough to subscribe. I make other videos. I make videos about I plan to make book review videos, maybe political commentaries, maybe not so much that. I made a music review video of NF's album The Search, and I think that's actually really good, and I'm pretty proud of it. So if you want to go check that out, you should go check that out. That's on my channel's main page. I may link it in the description. So yeah, there's that. Check out my social media. My Instagram handle is TheRealSlimShady69. Sorry, it's TheReal_Slim_Shady69. And my Twitter is probably bruv55 or something like that. I am gonna look it up. So it's probably my Twitter is @bruv55. So if you want to check that out, you can check that out. I don't tweet as much as I post on Instagram. My Instagram posts are kind of cringy, but you can still check it out if you want to. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you liked it. Again, subscribe if you want to see more of this content, or if you want to see more of my reviews, comment on those videos. See you next time, and bye. I always forget that every single time I stream, I always forget that there's two menus, and one is stop recording, and then you have to hit yes, agree. All right.